Hi, I'm Gemma Craven.
And I'm Jeffrey Cologne.
And welcome to the Wednesday Word on Social. It's July the 11th, 7/11. And today, Jeffrey, we're talking about the latest perceived crisis to hit a brand in social. So it seems that a Walmart contest has gone wrong. What's all the fuss about?
Well, Walmart rolled out a social promotion to its fans. It was really trying to drive new membership within its Facebook communities for its local stores. So it basically said the store that gets the most likes in a given period, we will have the music artist Pitbull perform at that store location. Well, what has happened is many of the fans, our culture jammers, have banded together and looked at the map of where the Walmart stores are located, found the Walmart store that is located the furthest from any activity or any people, in this case in Kodiak, Alaska, and have gathered the troops together online to try and get that to be the winning store location so that Pitbull has to perform in Kodiak, Alaska, which I believe has a population of just a little more than 5,000 people.
5,001 if the Pitbull gets there. So the brand is perceiving this as a crisis because the internet has ganged up on the contest and is sort of flaunting the original objective of the program, which, as you said, was really to drive that local connection with the local store. But I guess, what's the big deal? Because everyone's talking about both the brand that Pitbull is promoting, which are these caffeinated strips, and Walmart. So what's the big deal here?
Well, the crisis, if you look into it, initially is how fans responded. Walmart could have easily gone down the route of saying, this is not how we perceived the contest to be. We don't want it to be where he goes to some store out in the middle of nowhere. We're hoping that it ends up in a larger media market. But they didn't respond that way at all. They actually have sort of rolled with it casually. In fact, their PR spokesperson said if Pitbull gets voted in Kodiak, Alaska to win, that he's definitely going to perform there. So they actually have turned what could have been a perceived crisis in their response to these culture jammers into a way to actually get more social impressions than ever before for the brand.
And with over 66,000 likes, it looks like Kodiak is going to be the winner. From the results I've seen, the other stores are only coming in around 1,000 each, so he's going to be going to Alaska. So what about Pitbull himself? How's he been responding to this change of direction?
Oh, that's the other thing. He's been responding very well to it. I mean, it's comical and humorous. He's been tweeting to the person who started this campaign that he would like him to join him in the winning location, since he wants it to be in Alaska. He hasn't looked at it like a poor sport at all, and I think that actually helps it become a comical affair, which, as we all know, humor really works well on the web, so it's spreading like wildfire because people find it funny. I think Walmart sort of sees maybe some of the comedy in it, and Pitbull sees the comedy in it. So you just go with the flow. They're doing the right thing here.
Right. The brand is willing to take that irreverent approach to this, which, as you say, is really helping it. And I think it really ties into, we were looking this morning at the Cannes Lion winners, and actually this ties back very well to La Redoute, which is a French retailer's response to the discovery of a picture of a naked man in one of its product images on its website. What did La Redoute do there along this real-time marketing kind of vein of response?
Again, they responded in a way that they sort of turned the situation into a fun-filled affair rather than turning it into more of a crisis. I think a lot of times companies create more crisis for themselves based on their response. And in this case, they made it a fun game where they actually took other images and posted them on their website and then asked their fans, find the irreverent images on our site and we'll outfit you with a prize. And I mean, something like that is just, it's poking fun at yourself at the mistake that happened, and it got more impressions than I think they would have gotten if they just sort of said, hey, we're sorry that this happened, it'll never happen again, and they just took the image down right away. Mm-hmm. So it was good play on their behalf.
This new turn of response is really something that we're seeing ever more of, and while it's hard for companies to take this risk and approach, it really does seem to pay dividends when it comes to, like you said, taking the humorous approach and response to anything that a few years ago really would have been a crisis that only really a press release or an official statement would have been enough to satisfy and quell. And as for Pitbull and Walmart, as we said before, this has really become a great piece of PR. It's spreading and will continue to spread, and it's actually extended the life of what would have been a contest, focused around local stores, with only really gaining 1,000 likes per store if we're looking at the metrics right now.
Yeah, I mean, this is not the end of this at all. I think we're going to see a lot of cases like this going forward. There's a lot of people that like to poke fun at brands just because it's something that they can do, and I think it's really brands now have to think of what their crisis response plan is, but they have to look at it in a way where, again, they sort of have to be creative in terms of how they respond, because everything, how they respond is now looked at under a microscope because of social media. It's no longer just a matter of issuing a press release. So I think the more creative you can be in terms of creating a new storyline, that takes attention away from the initial crises to begin with, and the brand can actually, it looks human. So it wins in this case.
So our final piece of advice for brands really would be to don't be afraid to embrace the real-time turn of events, and don't be afraid of poking fun at yourselves, because it works, and it really works well with these audiences that we're seeing on the social web today.
That's right.
Great. Thanks, Jeffrey. This was the Wednesday Word. We'll see you next week.